That is not going to stop, I believe, until a decision of some sort has been made and a date for referendum has been set.
Mm-hmm.
And that is my report.
Thank you,
I might
Mrs.
add
Chase.
that a letter did go out to all the parents.
Yep.
I
Great.
believe they received it yesterday, either yesterday or it went out today, addressing some of those issues.
Okay, good. I mean, we have discussed that in the past, but I am happy to know that there is going to be some more communication on this.
Correct. Mr. Siri?
I attended, last week I attended both youth services and Parks and Rec. Youth services, one really nice thing they did is the 7th grade is planning on holding a dance coming up very soon, to where the proceeds of this will be donated to help combat pediatric cancers. This is something the 7th graders came up with on their own. I think that's something that's worthy of recognition. Moving on to the Parks and Rec meeting, as Tracy said, they set their rates for the upcoming year. A little bit of change for renting the pavilion and the tent, but that's very little. As far as park passes, town residents still will not need a walk-in pass. They can just walk right in. $10 for a out-of-town walk-in pass. The only increase is, as she mentioned, on weekends, out-of-town parking passes for just a daily pass. If someone's bought a yearly pass, obviously they can go in even if they're an out-of-town resident. But for a non-resident, for a daily parking pass on weekend, it goes from $25 to $30. A town resident is $10, so it's 3 times that. Outside of that, there really has been any changes. They did point out that there'll be some more people having to work this year with the hole in the wall being back open and the entire length of the boardwalk being used as well. But with the resources and revenue they've generated, they don't foresee that as a problem. That's it.
Great. Mr. Cunningham?
Yes. I had the opportunity last night to attend my first meeting as an ex officio at the East Lyme Historic Properties Commission. And I can say that we're very fortunate to have such an enthusiastic group of people dedicated to really preserving some of the gems that we have in East Lyme. It's an area rich in history, and we're very fortunate these people have taken it as their responsibility to protect and improve those properties. We heard from Joni DiMartino, who is the executive director of the Smith Harris House, and she was describing grants that she's been working on to apply for a rebranding, basically, of the Smith Harris House, and for new letterhead to improve its marketability as far as being an attraction for people visiting the town of East Lyme. And then heard from Mark Christensen, who is he's working on a sort of a bicycle, I don't want to call it a race, but a bicycle event in October, I think October 1st, 2016, in which people that like to ride, there'll be 3 different tracks that they can go on, different mileages that they can go on, and it'll be a fundraiser, and it should be a nice day. It'll originate at Rocky Neck State Park, and it'll terminate there, and there'll be 3 different loops. And hopefully they're going to try to set up the course so that it'll take people past some of the properties that are of interest in some of the scenic areas in East Lyme. So they're doing a lot. They were very welcoming to me, and seemed to be happy that I was there, and I was glad to be there. So that's my report.
Thank you, Mr. Cunningham. Thanks for attending. Mr. Salerno?
Inland Wetlands on a couple weeks ago, they had their elections. Same board. Cheryl Lazanoff was reelected chairperson. They released the cease and desist against Gateway. Everything was met. All the wetland restoration has gone well. They were comfortable with that, so that was released. And they're expecting a phase 2 to be brought before them, which is the connection to Flanders Road. There was some discussion about center plan. This is the solar farm, and there's been some action there for some of the silt, as you know, went down to a different property, and it's been going back and forth. Right now, the Wetlands Commission has an injunction against Centerplan to clean it up. Centerplan's been trying to clean it up, but they can't get access to the property to clean it up. There's been some contention between the landowner. So they're considering an injunction against Centerplan, although really the onus may go on between the owner of the property and Centerplan, but the commission can't do anything about that. It's kind of stuck in limbo there. So that work has not been fixed yet because of that. There's also, the town attorney was there and spoke about, gave us an update to the commission. There were some new members there on their obligations and such. But there was also some discussion that I thought was interesting, and that's on 1 West Society Road. It's actually a town road there, but it's unpaved, and I guess it's part wetland. It's in the wetlands review area, and they're getting a lot of dumping. And then some of the question is, should we even continue to maintain it as a town road, or just convert it back to natural to try to avoid people from pulling in their dumping? It's been going on for 20 or 30 years since I've been alive. So anyways, and then at the Harbor Management Commission last night, the town a couple years ago has been looking for transient docks down at Genie Park. This was brought down from Daco. I guess we hired Daco to do some of the design work. He was before the commission to get approval. Harbor, that's consistent with the harbor management plan for the docks. The original plan had about 340 feet of dock down at Cheney Park. Now that we're all familiar, we've been talking about it all day. This is on the north side of it. As you know, there's a little dock there now, a floating dock, and this would extend from that to the east. And then there was going to be a couple of mooring fields put along the channel to allow people to moor for the overnight. And then the docks were to be for transient during the day. There was a little bit of concern about close to the channel. The mooring field was, DACO came back and they provided a little less, they removed the mooring field and then reduced some of the size of the dinghy dock down to 100 feet, which will hold, 3 or 4 boats. That was approved, and some of the members wanted the original plan, but the thought was that if this is successful, then they can come back and it could be amended. So I have the plan here. We also received, DACO's also working on a dinghy dock at the end of Grand Street. That's going to be coming before that commission soon. And he went over some of the initial design on that. That's all I have.
I'll keep mine as brief as possible, as at least one of our members is not feeling well tonight. Today is the 20th of January. A year from now will be the inauguration of a new president. So it's always interesting to watch the process happen. But it's also almost exactly halfway through the year from our next Celebrate East Lyme. We're as far away from Celebrate East Lyme as we can be right now. July 16th is the date. And we're about to head into our first snow event. So as the snow starts flying this weekend and really covering up our lawns and our driveways, it's not the first snow event. We kind of had a mini one last week. But remember that Celebrate East Lyme's around the corner. That said, I know that's silly, but I did have a snow event written down because it's coming up, and I had a discussion with somebody at Public Works, and I think it bears to put this out there that it's so dangerous to be walking on the road. We all like to, after the snowstorm, we like to get out there and walk a little bit, get some of that cold, fresh air. Maybe you're walking your dog, maybe you're walking with your sweetie. Get off the roads. It's so dangerous that the plows are trying to, get down these narrow roads and make them a little wider and finish up the cleanup job. Please consider staying off the roads, or if you do see a plow coming, by all means, give him the right of way, even though you're a pedestrian. Get into a driveway, get into a walkway, get on the sidewalk, and get away from the plows. It's so dangerous. That said, if you have a hydrant near your house, down the street from your house, maybe even in a neighbor's yard, if there's a hydrant nearby, if you would consider maintaining that on behalf of the town, shoveling that out with every storm, we would have very much appreciated it. After the big dump we got last year, it took 3 or 4 days of all hands on deck, fire guys to, I mean, everybody was out there just shoveling hydrants. For fire protection and safety. And if we can get into the habit of, hey, if you get a hydrant nearby, just go maintain it as you're finishing up that slop at the front of your driveway. Just get over to that. That would be very, very helpful to our town. So we would appreciate that. Yes, the school group is still meeting, and I was very disappointed this week with all the misinformation. I don't think it was malicious, or irresponsible as much as just confusion. There is no. As a board, we were accused of not passing on the resolution of a referendum to the taxpayers. Yet we have not received anything yet, so there's nothing to set up for a referendum. The school design committee, the school board, the Board of Ed are still working on a design that is fiscally responsible, but yet still meets our needs for the future of our town, the kids of our town. So more work is being done, and we will the right plan will come together. I went to the Power Together last week on Wednesday night. This is where you can do this too, and you bring in a blank check made up for $100, and 3 nonprofits are featured that night, and the group consensus comes up with the most deserving of the nonprofits. Last week was the Brian T. Daigle Foundation, which puts attention to suicide prevention and awareness for our region. And their end goal is to have a healing center, to have a place where people who are grieving can go and find comfort and find experts and find other people who are dealing with that grief, the same grief. So that's their end game, and also obviously to promote and educate about suicide and depression in our community. So that was a deserving nonprofit. Those folks walked away. We don't have quite 100 members, so each person wrote a $100 check to the Brian T. Daigle Foundation. I think they walked away with $9,500, which is a significant impact to any nonprofit in our area. We do this every 3 months, and if you would like more information, by all means contact me and I'll put you in touch with the right people. I do encourage you folks to do that. Mike Pula resigned formally last Friday or 2 Fridays ago.
Retired.
What did I say?
Resigned.
Oh, he retired. Sorry. It's the R word. He's gone, and it's a well-deserved retirement. And we had a little party for him. The preservationists got together. Most of the selectmen were there that evening for a potluck and to celebrate the variety of interests in the room. And that's where, there's beekeeping and historic homes and Oswegatchie Hill trails and everything coming together. People just doing good things for our community. A powerful group of people, that's for sure. I continue to meet with the police sergeants about plans to go look at going to an independent police force. Ledyard just did that yesterday, I believe, and we are formulating a plan to bring to you very shortly. Online registration is on for Parks and Rec and the Senior Center activities. I encourage you to go online and sign up for activities. And I found out that if you're over, you're on the Commission on Aging, you're the ex officio. How old do you have to be to go to the lunches that they have every day? Is it 65? Let's call it 65.
I think it's, I don't know.
Maybe 60.
I think it's 60. But I'm not-
I think it's 62. So I think it's 60. And if you're over 60 and you sign up, you become one of a registered guests at the Senior Center. And if you just showed up like twice a month, maybe just to meet a new friend or whatever, it would greatly support our Senior Center and the TVCCA in the funding and the calculations that they get. So people in our community, although they might not tend to need to go to the Senior Center and they get plans and they go sign up and become just a registered member of the Senior Center of East Lyme, Connecticut. And even if you just went twice a month, the they serve Meals on Wheels, and then they also have in-house lunches. Sign up, and then you call in advance and say, I'm coming for lunch. And if you did that twice a month, it would greatly help. And I didn't know this. It would greatly help the TVCCA numbers and the federal grants they get for the people that so need that supplement. So just passing that along. Lastly, and this is for Mrs. Hardy, there's going to be a Beatlemania night at East Lyme Middle School on March 15th, with a whole lot of teachers and people in the community are going to sing Beatles songs, and there's going to be a band, and I think the high school band is going to be participating, the middle school band, and a local rock band will be involved as well. And I think there's about 20 songs to be performed, and all the money, it's a fundraising event. This is what our community does, time and time again. It's a fundraising event for the Care and Share program in our community. So great job out there, East Lyme Middle School. Look forward to participating and encouraging that. That's on March 15th.
That's
I believe
a
that's
Tuesday
a Tuesday
night?
night.
Day after St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, no.
No, 2 days
Oh, it's
before.
2 days
2 days
before.
before St.
You're not
Patrick's
Irish.
Day.
You're obviously
No.
English.
Yeah.
No, heavens.
I know how you English and Irish don't get along.
No, I just think the New London St. Patrick's Day parade is the 13th, which is the
Right.
Sunday.
That's true. Anything else? Public delegation seems not. We only have Darlene Schofer here tonight, so anyone else? Then I can call for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Oh, wait.
Wait.
Thank you. It's not to Veronica. It is Veronica?
It's Victoria.
Victoria. Thank you, Victoria, for working our video tonight. Oh, my God, I mess that up every day. Good night, everyone.